Hi guys! So I've been tagged in the guilty or innocent tag video created by Lisa Party of 5 from the YouTube Mommy Meetup group, and it looked like fun, so I decided to do it. Okay, so guilty or innocent. Number 1. Saying you are letting a dish soak when in reality you just don't feel like washing it. That one I am definitely guilty of, and often, especially with the crock pot or something that was baked in. There's also this bowl of some of Cal's sippy cup spouts and tops that I've totally soaked now for like 5 or 6 times over. In fact, it may or may not still be currently soaking right as we speak. Right, number 2, guilty or innocent. Restarting the dryer to avoid folding. All the time. I'm rarely able to go and get the clothes out of the dryer as soon as they're done. And once they're in there for a little while, they get wrinkly, and so then you've got to dry them again so that they're not wrinkly. So, yeah, I mean, I have a little baby and a toddler. I have an excuse, right? Yeah. So very rarely are they folded the first time over. I do that one a lot. Number 3, hide when eating so you don't have to share with kids. Yep. Often. In fact, most of the time where I am eating a yummy treat, which lately I've been obsessed with Twix, I eat those after the kids are in bed. I mean, granted, obviously Kerrigan's not going to want to share, but still. After I put her to bed, Cal is usually in bed before her. Sometimes that depends. But once both the kids are in bed and I have my mommy time, I love eating my yummy treats that I don't want to share all by myself. Don't even have to share with Justin. If it's during the day and I just want to grab something that I don't necessarily want to share, I will usually like shove it in my mouth real quick in the kitchen before Cal comes looking for me to follow me and see what I'm up to. I mean, that kid is fast and really smart. Like, if I go up in the kitchen, he knows that probably gonna have something yummy and he wants to hurry up and get in there and see what's going on. Number 4, obey the 5-second rule. When I was younger, I used to do that a lot more, not so much these days, and it's not that I'm like a huge germaphobe, but just, I don't know, most of the time it's not something I want to eat so badly that I would necessarily need that piece that's on the floor. It just depends, I guess, on what it is and I guess where it is. I'm definitely more apt to eat something off of my own floor than outdoors in public. Number 5, say it's an hour later so you can get the kids to bed. Well, I don't do that yet, so I'm currently innocent. And that probably has more to do with the fact that they're too young to even know about telling time. I don't know. I just, when I think it's time for him to go to bed, I tell him it's time for him to go to bed. And most of the time, there's not a whole big fight about it. Obviously, with Kerrigan, there isn't as much ability to make her go to bed when I want her to. She's still a very young baby. She tends to get tired around the same time of day, though. She definitely, within like about a 30-minute to 1 hour window of time, she definitely is tired and ready for bed. In which case, I just do our bedtime routine and get her down. Number 6, rewashing laundry because you forgot to switch it to the dryer. Big time guilty on that. Again, like I said, I'm a busy mom with 2 really little kids, and I have lots of laundry to do since we also cloth diaper both our kids, and sometimes they just don't make it into the dryer, before I'm too tired and want to go to bed or something. So there's been a few times where I've had to rewash them because otherwise they would start to be kind of gross from sitting wet for so long. Luckily, we don't have to pay for the water. It's included in with our rent. Number 7, wiping dirty spots on the floor with a rag and convincing yourself you mopped. Not really. I'm innocent on that one because usually I'm just gonna actually mop. Sometimes if the floor's like really bad or I just really want it to be clean, I will get some areas, like especially the very corners where it's kind of hard to get our Swiffer and our steam mop in. I will usually kind of do that on my hands and knees with a rag, but I'm like purposefully cleaning it. So no, I don't really do that. Now granted, I will say I don't mop as often as I probably should, or other people might, but you know, if I'm gonna do it, I do it right. Number 8, ask the hubby to pick up takeout because you forgot to thaw something. Depends on how you interpret this question. If you interpret it as like honestly forgetting to thaw something, of course that happens to everyone. That happens to the best of us. And yes, I'm definitely guilty of that. Now, if you mean like saying you forgot, but really you just didn't feel like cooking, no, I mean, there's days where I just did not feel like cooking and I've told him, hey, I need you to pick something up for dinner instead. But I'm just honest about that. I'm just, if he asks me, hey, what's plans for dinner? I'll say I don't have any. Can you get such and such? Then that's it. I'm not dishonest about why I want him to pick up dinner. So I guess it depends on how you look at it, on whether I'm guilty or innocent on that one. Number 9, let the kids run around in diapers because all their clothes are in the laundry. I'm somewhat guilty of this. It's not because they don't have clothes clean. They always have clothes clean. And that's not so much because I'm really on top of laundry, but because I just always overbuy on clothes and they always have plenty of clothes. It's because their diapers are adorable. Cloth diapers are just so cute, and why cover it up with cute clothes, especially if we're just sitting around the home, especially when it's summertime and it's hot. It's just more comfortable for them if they just get to hang out in just their diaper or their diaper and a shirt. Number 10, wash the dishes by hand because you don't want to unload the dishwasher. I'm innocent on that one. I actually do not mind unloading the dishwasher. Of all the things dish related, that's the one thing I really don't mind doing. I'm happy to unload the dishwasher. It's hand washing or loading the dishwasher that I hate doing, and every so often I ask Justin to take a turn with it because it's really, out of all my chores, dishes are my most despised chore. And that's probably because when I was a teenager and lived with my dad, that was one of my big chores that I always had to do, and his dishwasher really sucked. So I had to hand wash every dish all the time, and it can get really gross and just I hate it. So yeah, no, I'm happy to unload the dishwasher. Number 11, clean more in 10 minutes before a guest arrives than you have all week. Oh, definitely guilty on that. For sure, all the time. And it's so funny how much you can accomplish when you're just rushing to do it really fast when you expect company. It's amazing how that works, isn't it? Number 12 is dropping something on the floor and calling the dog over to clean it up for you. I was definitely guilty of that when we did have a dog. We don't have a dog anymore, and actually I don't think we vlogged about exactly what happened with that. We decided to rehome Jake right before we moved down here to Florida. The reasons are pretty long, but anyways, we don't have a dog anymore, so we cannot do that anymore. But I was definitely guilty when we could. Number 13, removing your makeup before you go to bed or leave it on. I'm definitely guilty of leaving it on quite often because I don't wear makeup very often, so I don't know. And usually the times that I do wear makeup, it's usually a big important day and then I'm really tired and I might not bother, especially because the mascara I usually use is waterproof and that's can be such a pain in the butt to take off. So yeah, I usually leave it on. Number 14, place blanket over wet spots so you don't have to change the sheets in the middle of the night. That I am definitely guilty of. Between, you know, 2 kids whose diapers can leak. Luckily, it's not usually pee. with Callan, we just had so many leaks with cloth over the last year that I just gave up trying to find a solution. Since I'm allergic to wool, I just started putting him in overnight disposables. They're kind of expensive, which sucks, but they do work really well. For Kerrigan, we are using cloth at night now that she's bigger and sleeping for longer stretches. I do change her the first time she wakes up though, but it's usually cloth, some occasionally disposable, and she doesn't really have leaks with that very often. There's been a couple of instances where she has that were from disposables, where I have done this trick. It's mostly primarily happening because I have a reflux baby and she spits up a lot. In bed, when I'm nursing her, right after I nurse her, she will very often spit up. It's almost a daily occurrence. Nope, I'm not gonna get up in the middle of the night to change the sheets, so I put a towel down and go back to sleep, and I worry about changing out the sheets later. Number 15, wear jeans multiple days in a row if they look clean. Oh yes, totally guilty of this, always have been my entire life. Unless they're dirty, I will wear a same pair of jeans at least 2 or 3 times before I wash them. Number 17, eating your kid's stash of Halloween or Easter candy. Yep, definitely guilty of that. I justify it by saying that so far he was very young and I didn't want him to eat a ton of candy. But let's be honest, it's just because there's all this candy there, and yeah, he doesn't really know that it's missing, so can't hurt, right? Number 18, say your child is allergic to something so you don't have to share. This was the one that I contributed to as a suggestion when Lisa created this tag and she posted about it in our group. And what I mean by this, I guess some people could completely make up that their kid has an allergy when they don't even have one, just to avoid sharing with them. But Cal is allergic to almonds, but sometimes I will just tell him, oh no, this will make you itchy, you can't have it, just so that I don't have to share, even if it doesn't actually have almonds in it. Number 19, put wrinkled shirt back in the dirty clothes even if it is clean so you don't have to iron it. Yep, done that too. Like I said, all these laundry related ones, laundry can be such a pain in the butt, especially when you add on so much extra laundry with having babies, especially reflux babies, especially cloth diapering. I just have laundry, it's insane. If you really saw the pile of dirty laundry we have, it's nuts. So yeah, I totally do that because on top of everything, I really don't want to have to bother with ironing. Number 20, procrastinate getting in the shower but then don't want to get out. I would say I'm innocent on that one. I don't really procrastinate it, and I don't really feel like I don't want to get out either. I just kind of just get it done. Number 21, rehearse argument in your head just in case. I'm innocent of this, but I definitely do this after the fact. Like, dang it, I should have said this and this and this, and I should have said this and this and this. Or I guess maybe I'm a little bit guilty. It's not necessarily arguments, but there's times where I'll see a thread and I'll think about commenting and or you know, if it's a video I'm thinking about making, or a blog post or Facebook status or something I've been thinking about doing, sometimes I'll kind of run it in my head and think about what I'll say, and most of the time I don't actually post it or do it, but I have a lot of, you know, imaginary Facebook posts that I've never actually gone through with posting, not necessarily because I'm afraid it'll be like controversial or you know, just sometimes we're just like, yeah, what I have to say doesn't really add much, I'm just gonna skip it. A lot of times it's honestly just because I think about it and then I get distracted with something and then I forget. Number 22, ignoring text for days then saying, oh my god, my reply never went through. I am guilty of this, not very often at all. I will say I'm more guilty of forgetting to answer someone than lying and saying I never got it once I do answer them. It's just, you know, I'll get a text or a Facebook message or email or something, and I'll look at it, and sometimes I didn't even get to actually read the whole thing. I might have just went to open it and went to read it, but didn't actually read it. Other times I do read it, but then when I'm formulating my reply, I get distracted with something or whatever, and then by the time I have time to respond, I totally forgot all about it. And I feel really bad when I do realize this happens, and a lot of time has gone by before I do. But I usually just say, oh, sorry, I haven't gotten back to you yet. I'm not usually dishonest about why. Luckily, most of the other people that I talk to in these scenarios are also moms of young kids, and they kind of understand how that goes, you know, between just being busy with them and getting distracted by them, the sleep deprivation, everything that just makes your short-term memory completely shot. It's just, you know, one of those things that other moms can understand. Number 23, snooping in other people's bathroom cabinets. This one I'm definitely innocent of. I've never done that. I've never had any interest to. I don't know why people would want to. I mean, I guess, I don't know. It just never occurred to me that it would be interesting to look in people's cabinets, so I don't. Number 24, turn radio down in car when lost or looking for a number on a house. I totally am guilty of this one. I don't know why. It's just some reason you think it's harder to concentrate with too much noise, and you want to be quiet so you can concentrate on finding your way. I don't even think about it. I just automatically do it. It is what it is. Number 25, use perfume flyers that come in magazines. I have not actually rubbed them on myself to smell them, but sometimes I'll hold on to them so I can sniff them here and there and smell how pretty it is. Number 26, lied about your age. I'm innocent on that one. I've never lied about my age ever. I did once lie to my dad about how old the guy I was dating was. I told him he was younger than he was, but I have not lied about my own age to anyone. Number 27, lied about your child's age to get a better deal. So far, I am innocent of this. It's very tempting with Disney. Once your child turns 3, you're supposed to have to pay admission for them, or pay for them to be on the dining plan if you're doing the dining plan. So far, we were innocent of this because Cal is still not 3 yet. So when we took him in September, and we're also planning to go again right before he turns 3, so we can still get him in for free without having to lie. Now, if we go on another trip again before annual passes expire, he will be 3, and I don't know yet. We probably won't, and that has more to do with the fact that he's really big for his age, so it's kind of hard to pass him off as younger. As it is, people don't believe that he's not 3 yet, but looking at him. So, yeah, and I'm just a terrible liar, so I don't know how well that would go over. Number 28, giving someone the wrong number on purpose. That I can honestly say I am innocent of as well. If I don't want to give them my number, I just don't give it to them. Luckily, there's been very, very few times that someone has asked for my number that I didn't want them to have my number, so. Number 29, peed in the shower as an adult. And that's the guilty or innocent tag. So once again, I have a few people to tag. Some of them I know are current subscribers to me, but some of them I really doubt that they watch me, but hey, dream big, right? So I tag My Hands and Heart Are Full, Gemma Times, Kara's Life on the Farm, Missy Lanning, Katie from Bama Chick 1101, and Ellie Meekum. I hope you guys enjoyed this tag. Let me know in the comments any of these that you are guilty of. And if you like this video and you want to see more, please subscribe if you haven't already. Bye!